People are always surprised when I tell them places like Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Minneapolis, St. Paul, even Milwaukee are centers of black mob violence and black on white crime. Well, it turns out, especially Milwaukee. You know, Milwaukee was the site of the incident that gave my first book its name, White Girl Bleed a Lot. Lots of bad things happening in Milwaukee, so much so that it even got the attention of the two candidates running for the Democrat nomination for president during their PBS debate in Milwaukee the other night. Let's take a look at the question, the answer, and then let's take a look at a recent incident from Milwaukee that might suggest a completely different point of view.
According to a University of Wisconsin study, they found that Wisconsin's incarceration rate for black men, which is at 13%, was nearly double the country's rate. What can we do across the nation to address this? Senator Sanders.
This is one of the great tragedies in our country today. And we can no longer continue to sweep it under the rug. It has to be dealt with. Today, a male African-American baby born today stands a 1 in 4 chance of ending up in jail. That to do is the radical reform of a broken criminal justice system. What we have to do is end over-policing in African-American neighborhoods. When we talk about a criminal justice system, I would hope that we could all agree that we are sick and tired of seeing videos on television of unarmed people, often African Americans, shot by police officers. What we have got to do is make it clear that any police officer who breaks the law will, in fact, be held accountable.
If you listened to Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton in Milwaukee the other night, you would have heard that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, especially why cops in Milwaukee are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever, especially why juries, prosecutors, everybody else is always picking on them, so much so that they go to jail often when they commit crimes. Let's check out this story, though, from just like the last day or so from a Milwaukee newspaper. This chick here is married to this guy, or was, spoiler alert, was married to this guy here. But on the side, she also had a little thing going with this guy here. They met at a car wash. A couple of months ago, this crew plus one more guy, they decided they were going to go rob a drug house. Apparently, that didn't go that well. There was some gunfire exchanged, and I don't think there was much loot to be had. So the boyfriend says, "Hey, let's go to my girlfriend's house where she lives with her husband. They have money." Next thing you know, they're at her house. He's being shot in the back. He dies. Everybody gets arrested, and the big story comes out. That's not the only story out of Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a dirty and nasty place that nobody knows because it used to be a very clean and upright and law-abiding middle-class town. Now it's a chocolate city with lots and lots of black mob violence, black on white crime. For people who read White Girl Bleed a Lot, you might already know this story, but my first book, White Girl Bleed a Lot, the title comes from Milwaukee. Large group of black people go into a grocery store, they loot it, rob the place on video. They take their groceries down about a couple blocks away to a little 4th of July picnic where they run into a couple of white kids. They beat the hell out of the white kids. At one point, a black woman is standing over a white woman. She motions to all of her friends to look down on the ground. And she says to her friends, much to their glee, "White girl bleed a lot." That's Milwaukee. Next day, they went down to the police station and said, "Hey, did you ever catch those people who beat us up?" The guy at the front desk said, "What are you talking about? We don't even have a report on that." There was no, the cops, they did call the cops showed up, no report. If there had not been talk radio and local TV to raise a stink, the crime never would have been officially investigated. It would not have existed. That's Milwaukee. How many of these Milwaukee stories do you want? I do a ton of Milwaukee stories, and don't make the black kids angry. Each one more surprising than the next to people that thought that was some kind of Midwestern bastion of normality. It's not anymore, not the suburbs. The rest of the state, if you go up north in Milwaukee, of Wisconsin, you'll find some of the prettiest country in the United States of America. That doesn't really matter that much to folks in Milwaukee who are just who have this long liberal tradition. They're constantly trying to get their minds around this avalanche of black crime and black mob violence that has come to their town over the last 10 or so years, and they're not really having a good time dealing with it. You wouldn't really know that, though, just from listening to the debates. There's some nasty business going on in the debates, and Hillary and Bernie don't have any clue what's going on in Milwaukee. So, maybe if you guys are in the next debate, happen to see Hillary and Bernie walk by, and they stop and they said, "Hey, what should I do about Milwaukee?" Well, you know what to tell them. Just say, "Don't make the black kids angry."